Hmm. Hey, top of the morning, guys. Sorry, I literally just jumped right into it. I was running a bit late. Um, I haven't even really had a chance to get my thoughts together. We knew we had demand in this zone, so I'm just looking at the double bottom here, and I'm going, okay, can we get an initiation and then a mitigation and a continuation here? That's where my head's at. Yeah, I think in this scenario we do want up first. Um, Up, let's tag some limits. Down, let's tag some limits. Orbish, and then hopefully break, retest, orb, run. Something like that would work really well for me. But all right, let's get after this. All right, where is the chat? Good morning, Josh Parr, Jason, Wiley Coyote 94. Yeah, I had a rough start to the morning, man. Grossly slept through my alarm clock. Okay, hold on. Let me start talking, man. Let me start actually talking instead of just thinking. So obviously we broke some structure, right? 30? Can we call it 30? Yeah, let's call it 30 because it would be this high to this. Yeah, this low to this high. A break. About a break of 30. But I don't know. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. We knew we kind of had some demand in this area that we were looking at. Let's see if we can just narrow that down. Yeah, there's that 30-minute candle right here. And that was right in some demand that we had played with the other day. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, it does, brother. And like for all the reasons I'd mentioned before, I remain on this kind of long bias until we can at least tackle this thing. Um, yeah, and we got more stuff that was never tackled yesterday. We have primary market structure. Boom, 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 boom. Primary market structure still intact. Yeah, I still went up. I did go ahead and I was a cheeky little bastard. I put in a tiny bit here. I'm really hoping for a mitigation, which I think we're gonna get. Um, as usual, let me know if you guys want to look at anything else. Seen that? See, I don't know. Things just be moving up, man. And key, what do we have over here? Uh, Not super in love with those lows. That's quite unfortunate. What does that look like on the smaller time frames? Not good. I mean, you have this internal transition of structure here. It's only like 30-second structure. I'm dealing with real small time frame stuff here, but this is about a 30-minute or 30-second break here off of a good high as well. And we know that we didn't form the best of lows down here. So this may travel down here. I don't think that would be good for this thing. Okay, so let's think about this. We would say like pending break. But no, I'm looking at that the wrong way. This is the high that created that low, which makes this what? A poor initiation. Unfortunately, that makes that a poor initiation. Doesn't mean that we don't get something to work with here. Top of the morning, Luke, Slim Banjo, Joe Fizz, ENJ, broke 1 hour, no. I mean, you do have two up candles. You only have one down. I think it's fine. I tend to not look at it as 1 hour, right? Or I tend to not look at it as like time frames so much. Um, like in other words, if you had 1 hour structure that was, how do I want to do this? Say this was 1 hour structure. And then you have a 1 hour transition here too. That's not primary to this. That's only relative to here and here, whether this is all 1 hour or not. And that's why I don't tend to look at. I don't really care about the time frames too much. I care about. In this case, we would be looking at primary structure between, rather, here and here, right? It would be pretty primary. It'd be pretty close. It'd be pretty close. It's pretty close. It's pretty close. We get any wops in here? Or, oh, we just hit wop. Cool. ENJ. Yeah, I'm happy to look at ENJ. I want to take a peek at a couple other things here. Okay, so we know Soul took out the bad lows. Kind of tagged that thing. Bad lows again. Uncomfortable lows down here. Just barely remitigating this. And if Bitcoin's at VWAP, this is at VWAP, right? And this looks more bearish to me. This looks more bearish to me. Bitcoin had good lows. This doesn't. What's ETH look like really quick? I mean, that's a pretty logical place for ETH to actually reject from. Looks like deviation threshold. Retesting some supply in here. Right, like if we were looking at it like this, where we had supply here, I would say that triggered this high. And the remaining supply here. And you have a bad low on ETH. How's our return to zone? I know one thing. We still haven't broken primary structure on this either. Alright, interesting. Now let's take a look at ENJ. Uncomfortable with these. That looks pretty weak to. That looks pretty easy to run though. Let's get to the smaller time frames. Okay. Okay. Do have a strong break here. Don't think I love where this low is. I mean, I just don't. I mean, if like that's the demand, then this already tagged it. Yeah, I don't love where the low is. Okay, so let's think about this here. Let's think about this here. Hold on, let me get. There we go. All right, let's think about this. Okay, so we tag this low. Kind of come up to these semi-equal highs right here, form a top, come back down, take out the low. So we're dealing with this as our range right now. That break looks like it is out of a somewhat discounted area. I still want to lean to the upside on this. You got to overcome this break here. Right right now looking at even this high structure between this low and this high is currently bullish. And you know, return to zone, aka back down to here, is pretty poor. Yeah, I kind of. And then how did session open? God damn, you see, if you could have just come for something more, that would have been better. Now, can we get something to happen on the Bitcoin chart? Poor initiation, man. I wouldn't. I'm so glad I only put in a tiny piece at the break above this high, because I'm not happy with this initiation. ENJ. I'm just going to close this long now. Before it bleeds anymore, I'm going to close that thing. Just take a little bit of a loss there and move on. Yeah, ENJ is, well, I've said what I can say about it. It's the problematic lows for me. Yeah, I think that's a tough one for me. That's a tough one for me, man. I think I have to stay on my lean that, like, that's the order flow objective of this break. So maybe we do get some further downwards price action. Maybe we can, bro. Maybe we can actually mitigate demand. I would feel better. That would feel better. Yeah, I think for the safer side, looking down in there would make more sense. Up here, I think entries are risky. And then, like, your primary upward structure from that low doesn't break until, you know what I mean? Like, a primary upwards from here to here doesn't break bearishly until here. So that could represent a deviation of that upward structure, making another, deviation model out of this. I think I would rather wait for that. Bitcoin, do we got any absorption? What do we got? What do we got, bro? What do we got, bro? Close my long right, and then you go the other direction. I'm gonna go back in. Yeah, because I, all in all, like, this is a good, from coming from this high back to this low is a pretty good return to zone here. I don't like that's a pretty good return to zone. So to see it like kind of come down, come up, come down, hit some manner of demand, and then come up and break that high, somewhat encouraging. Orb is in. And the orb was the candle that we just swept. Plus, you think, like, really, that's all that VWAP was able to do? Seems kind of weak. Totally still risky, right? Totally still risky, but all trades are risky. All right. Removal of liquidity of range for BTC. Was considering it might go pick up that poor low. Oh, are you talking about ENJ? This poor low down here? This is the worst low of them all. Well, NQ might actually decide what happens here. We're going to touch a pretty old swing low. Monday, July 13th. Last week's low. Pretty bearish approach to it, though.
We go ahead. Oh,
Rocka.
Is this what I think it is?
To all the killers and $100 billers.
Hmm.
We've got no feelings.
Where it's about to go down right about now.
Check it out now.
Hey, what's up, Defiant? Chitaka Oka O1.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous you heard of us.
How's my attention? That would be cool.
The mob comes equipped with
Oh.
warfare. Beware of my crime family who got enough shots to share for all of those who want to profile and
Full liquidity of the range of BTC.
You all alone in the streets, cousin. Every man for theyself. In this land we be gunning and keep them shook crews running like they supposed to. They come around but they never come close to. I can see it inside your face. You in the wrong place, cowards. Like you just get a whole body laced up with bullet holes and such. Speak the wrong words, man, and you will get touched.
This music needs to get changed. It's Thursday, so I gotta remember not to get over my skis here. It'd be nice to actually see some price action on Bitcoin today. Yesterday was Snoozeville. Snoozyville. Let's get a fresh look on NJ. I think if you clear this high here with a significant initiation, backtest that, you might be able to find some risk to reward between here and here. And then we'd ultimately still want this up here. This is the high that created this low, so I think we should be cautious here. Yeah. All right, NQ. What's the skinny, my dude? You just gonna grenade that low? Just get an alert there. Don't want to look at that anymore. Let's go peruse the markets. Let's go peruse the markets. I don't think the positioning is as convincing as Bitcoin was. What was the read on Sol again? Yeah, same issue as Sol. Where is something interesting? You see how fast things come up on a good return to zone? So, like, not only does price come up like fast through a good return to zone, but like, at what point does the race really begin? Right after it pulls all these lows. And then it's kaboom. That's smart money involvement. Every time. Every time. So this looks like it could just continue up from here. Let me get this stupid box out of the way. Get back to my basic bitch lines. I am good at Defiant. Alexandria G. Top of the morning. Toying. Good morning. God. Shows that I woke up late, huh? Yeah, it's never encouraging to see a lack of initiation past your initial New York high. That's not encouraging at all. I think if we could get NQ to turn up here, that'd be a good start. But, you know, I mean, like, if we're looking at return to zone on NQ, it's pretty poor, guys. It's pretty poor. Your primary market structure is here. Removal of liquidity, removal of liquidity, removal of liquidity, all prior to the low. That's a pretty poor return to zone. So I would be, I'd be aware of that. Yeah. Yeah, removal of liquidity. Removal of liquidity. Yeah, pretty bearish return to zone over here. Now that we tapped this low, if we can turn around and break that high, we can talk about the structure between here and here. Bro, get back up there. But that doesn't look so hot. What are you doing, Bitcoin? Can you go up so I can just make some money? Is your NQ chart on electronic trading hours? Yes, sir, it is. Yes, sir, it is. I'd imagine it is. More settings? Is that where it is? Where the fuck is that again? Session. Electronic trading hours. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, my swing high, my swing low went away. But yes, it is. It is on electronic trading hours. Good eye. No, get your ass up out of here, bro. Aaron, good morning. If I haven't said good morning to you, it's because I'm an asshole. Good morning. Is there anything else out here that's interesting? What's this fucking thing doing? Goddamn thing pisses me off. Oh, bro. Bro, how did we miss that? How did we miss that? Oh, brother. Brother. Nah. Nah, I'm gonna have to pass on it. Return to zone could be looking better in here. And, yeah, I don't know. I'm not in love with those lows. God, yeah, not one of them took the other. Looks like a problem to me. Yeah. That's unfortunate. What? Why can't I drag them all? Holding shift. Fine, whatever. I don't care. I don't care. It's fine. It's interesting though. We should put night back on our radar. We should be putting night back on our radar. And yes, we had a plan for that. Interesting. Thank you, Bitcoin. Get your ass up out of there, bro. Get your ass up out of there, bro. Womp womp. Yeah, I can see what happened there. I don't know if I still do. I think I still feel pretty good about this so far. Yeah, this still looks more accurate to me. By the way, my super secret Jedi mind school is awesome. Hey, we were looking at AVAX yesterday. So I think we were hoping for... Oh, this is what we were hoping for. I remember this one. We were hoping for a break out of here with no mitigation to tap this and then to come back up in here and hit that. That's what we were hoping for. Not what happened, though. It's not what happened, though. I'm going to stop loss to break even here. What is... Oh, 3 R's. 3 R's way up there. Okay. Okay. Be a little bit more patient, my man. Be a little bit more patient. I wish I had 14 monitors. I thought we wanted the chart on RTH, regular trading hours. I don't know. I mean, look, they're I don't really have a preference. I think what you're referring to, there was a chart we were all looking at together, and you were like, my chart looks totally different than your chart. I want to say it was SpaceX or something like that. And we were walking through the difference of those settings. Both are good. Both have information on them. I don't think I have a preference. NQ is probably something I track much more closely than a lot of things, and so you know, like just think about this. If we didn't have if we had it on regular trading hours, then like I wouldn't even have a reason to be looking at this level. I would think my swing low was here when indeed it's here. So they're both good. I mean, they're both good, right? That's what I think. I think they're both useful. Maybe toggling back and forth between the two on whatever you're doing TA on, just to get a feel for both environments. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, it was oil and SpaceX. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I mean, like, it's probably good to look at both. What does this look like? What is this even on? If we put it on regular. Yeah, I don't know. They're both useful, I suppose, is my answer. But see, like here's another good example, right? If I had it on regular, then I wouldn't know that this has been mitigated. But if I'm on electronic, then I can see that we did indeed find a floor right where I was hoping for it to. And I think what I was going to say, Jason, is like, I don't even know how those charts ended up. I don't even know if it was overly intentional about me having them on regular or electronic or not. I can't claim a whole ton of intention behind that. I've probably done TA and charts before for months and months and months on one setting, only to flip it to a different setting. Looks better on ETH. Does this situation look better on ETH? I mean, ETH has a pretty poor high up there, but I don't know. I don't know what you were saying looks better on ETH. I wonder what... Because, like, this break looks piss poor on ETH still. Relative to Bitcoin. We did have a little bit of supply here that we're getting hung up in. I gotta consider a TP here. I want to find something more interesting.
We come one special request and a vital demand to all fat girls in the whole wide world, y'all. Everything turn up. Say, see fatty boom, boom, budung 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 fatty boom, boom, song 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 fatty boom, budung 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 fatty boom. Long PC you dress up in a costume. Long PC you baby in a the bathroom. For a long piece smell your sweet perfume. Fume. Bang budung 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 fatty boom. Bang 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 fatty boom. For the sexy and them she boom. Better looking on them she better than dung. Dung 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 fatty boom. Hey, bang 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 she this a boom. Oh, it's a star. Come me say I saw me some Marty, ya so sad. Nothing ever sweet like this, ya sir. Go there, Miss Marty, go there, sir. Can nothing ever sweet like this, ya sir. She this a boom. Budung 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 budung, she's a boom. Bang 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 bang, she this a boom.
What a bummer this was. BTC has lots of traders trapped in the SFP lows. It does, yeah. I believe you. How about Ondo? Bro, I haven't looked at Ondo in forever. That'd be great. Oh, you see how long it's been? Look at all this garbage on this chart. I mean, I don't. So here's the thing. Like, I don't like this low. I don't like this low, and so like part of me would look at a deviation of this local high. But when we go to talk about return to zone, I think we had another range right here. Bingo. Sure enough. Yeah, so like part of me wants to, I just don't love the low, and I don't like that we didn't dip into this zone, brother. This zone here. I don't like that we didn't dip into here. You know, like think of like test the POC of that. But this, let's just at least all look at this together. This range right here has an abhorrent return to zone. Abhorrent. return to zone. So we have impulsed. It doesn't make sense. There's no bullish reason for the market maker to drag it back down into regions like this for another long. So the impulse is in. Now we need the range, and we need to be looking at the bottom of the range for longs. So that is an absolutely abhorrent return to zone. For whatever reason, so like I mean, for whatever reason, if we were to significantly pull back from this high, I would first be looking to 35.75 for a long, and then I would be looking to this section for a long. And if I didn't, God, you gotta break too much structure to get here. Never mind, you gotta break too much structure to get there. That would be the equivalent of it drawing back to the area that I said it shouldn't have to draw back to during a bullish move. Oh, whatever. I'm not gonna. You don't want to get on the wick, but there we go. But I think what makes more sense here is either an initiation, back test with structure, or an initiation. First low after the initiation, pull that low, run to new high, something like that. Yeah, those are the things I'd be watching for. I should start trading NQ, dude. I really should be an NQ trader. I really should. Yeah, but as far as like a trade right now on Ondo, that's a no for me. That's a no for me. I think this is a really, really poor positioning for a trade. Yeah. Unless you're going to attempt to short it, I think it's in a poor position. And for a short, we would want to see resolution of we have ranging behavior here, right? So we form a low, form a high. We've swept both of those. So it is currently ranging after its impulse right now. So you got to break that for a short, and if you deviate that, you could have a hell of a long on your hand. If you bullishly deviate that, it'd be a real low time frame trade. But those are the kinds of things that are easy to get 3R off of, right? Like a move like that is likely to net you 3R. Yeah. And if you could break it and not have to guess about the break, and then get some sort of mitigation, shorting out of that area could, I would really be looking to target all of this at that point. Could be an easy 3R there too. Those would be the two most local trades, but we'd really have to break it, and then you'd have to get a mitigation, or you're not going to have risk reward in it. And the low is pro trend. Yeah, that's the things I'd look at there. God, man. Tao playing with people's hearts over here, dude. Because like any failed break is likely a short, but then the short doesn't take out this low and turns around and takes out this high before taking out that low. Talk about playing with people's hearts, bro. And then Uni was poor initiation here to come back and clean the high, to then come back and clean the lows, to then come back and break the high, to then retest the demand. A lot of ranges out here. But with this, I suppose it was probably pretty dumb to try and short through that area. What's SpaceX up to these days? Getting a little popski. It's absorption. SpaceX, talk to me, dude. Little dogfight here, huh? A little dogfight. Got an internal range rotation here. Let's move this low where it belongs now. I think somebody might be filling a large position right here. Look at that volume. Let's see what that looks like on larger time frames. Hey man, I'm just happy I was able to get some rules to allow me to make a trade today. Oh, dude, I'm looking at this entirely the wrong way. My stop loss is here. What a fucking moron. It completely changes my risk to reward. Yeah, I'm already at 3 Rs. A fucking moron. Absolutely have to take profit. Sorry. I neglected to cover that. Sorry, it's just my ADHD, guys. I can't sit and just watch candles print. I fucking cannot do it. I cannot do it. Soul. Bo. Why you look so sad? Why you look so sad, Soul? What's your deal? You look so sad. Oh, Render, I don't think I looked at you in a while. Yeah, long time. Long time no render. Okay, so that range got resolved to both sides. Brother. Oh. Did you really miss that demand? I mean, I see that you got this. But how dare you miss this? How dare you? Return to zone is not so hot on this. Zone being this high. Hmm. 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 Might do it anyway, though. It's so sketchy though that it didn't take these lows over here. But I mean, that's not the low. As far as an SFP goes, this low wasn't that relevant. Because this is the low that created the high. But it's still unswept liquidity, and that I'm just saying from a market structure standpoint, that doesn't. This actually makes more sense than this does. What's the chat telling me, man? You guys aren't telling me nothing. You guys aren't telling me nothing. Not a damn thing. What's the time at? 7:35. I gotta go soon. Got a bartending meeting to attend. Damn thing happening over there. Guys, I gotta leave here in a couple minutes, so is there anything else I can do to provide any manner of value to you before I leave? We were looking at lab yesterday, and we're kind of tackling that. Yeah, that initial low where we were hoping that range to develop. Or did that happen yesterday? No, we were here yesterday. No? I lie. We were here yesterday. Oh yeah, that's why my line starts from there. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, we can take a quick look at XRP. Which chart was I using? Looks like it was this one. All right. So, like, larger outlook on XRP is I think we either needed to develop a floor off of this liquidation low, or we were going to need to test areas like this on it. So let's keep that in mind first, because we may be forming the floor here. Let's drop to the 4 hour. Yeah, so I was looking at this range of price here. And I was looking at this as a manipulation below it for a bullish expansion. Right? And then this is encouraging. This is encouraging. So, let's see here. Let's get in a little closer. Okay, so that's the high that created the low, and I shorted that thing. Okay, and then we get some encouraging signs here. God, I wish it would have taken this low. The main problem that XRP has for it right now is all of this stuff. Ooh, how much of that did it get? Okay, so the problem is these. But if you're willing to give that a break... now I want you to note something else here. Okay, I want you to note something else here. Impulse. Range. Here's what I'd prefer to see happen here, and I have no idea if it's going to happen. I would prefer to see us clean these highs off. Deviate here, run down, deviate here, and then run up. Let's draw that a little bit better. That's what I would hope for. Yeah, that's what I would hope for. I mean, it provides the best opportunity, so one might as well hope for it. Yeah, this would be ideal. That would be ideal. Now, if it doesn't do that, then let's pretend that it initiates above this high. Then we want it breaking this deviation threshold. We want it leaving this high alone, and I just mean no double tops here, right? And we want a retracement down, and we want a long out of there, that then with that same target. And I'm going to spend more time explaining this. This might be what Friday's all about. Yeah, it might be what Friday's about. Friday's might be about the fact that every chart always has 4 higher probability trades on it. And as far as long trades go, these are the 2 higher probability trades. And I think they always will be. And I don't think that'll ever change. So I'm out of here, guys. You have a good one. I love you. I'm rooting for you. There's nothing you can do about those things. Which chart looks botted? I wish I knew which chart looks botted, because evidence of bots is really it's useful to you. It's good to use. It's good to use. All right. Adios, mijos.
Full of bribe, yes, them bow. Just fire them can't disallow.